Welcome to Wednesday's devotional. I'll be reading out of Acts chapter 26 and continuing the theme of sanctification. What does it mean? Last week we talked about giving our life to Christ and kind of what that meant. And then something on Wednesday night really clicked or challenged me to dive a little deeper, and maybe not deep enough in a 3 to 5 minute devotional, but tackling the issue or the concept of sanctification. And I want to read on the conversion of Saul, who later became the Apostle Paul. He changed his name, God changed his name, and then he goes on to pen some 2/3 of the New Testament. And this is his conversion experience found in Acts chapter 26, and starting at verse 14. He's recounting this. He's recounting how the light had shone from heaven and he was knocked to the ground. And here's him telling this to the other believers. He says, "We all fell down, and I heard a voice saying to me in Aramaic, 'Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? It is useless for you to fight against my will.' 'Who are you, Lord?' I asked. And the Lord replied, 'I am Jesus, the one who you are persecuting. Now get to your feet, for I have appeared to you to appoint you as my servant and witness. Tell people that you have seen me, and tell them what I will show you in the future. And I will rescue you from both your own people and the Gentiles. Yes, I'm sending you to the Gentiles to open their eyes, so they may turn from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God. Then they will receive forgiveness for their sins and be given a place among God's people who are set apart by faith in me.'" It's ironic in this passage that Saul is persecuting Christians. He believes Christians were part of sects. He believed that they were errant in their teaching. He believed that they were not following the Old Testament teachings of who Christ was or who God was. And he thought preaching Christ was blasphemy. But Jesus strikes him down, has an encounter with Paul, and tells, "Now, Paul, here's what I want you to do. I know you followed the strict Jewish teaching, and you kept yourself separate from other races. Well, now I'm going to send you to not only to your fellow Jews, but also to non-Jews, to Gentiles. And you're going to have this calling on your life that you're going to tell other people about this experience and other things that I teach you later." He says, "I'm going to set you apart, and I'm appointing you today for this task." And he says this, and later on, and then I'm going to repeat this part. He says, "You're going to go to turn people from darkness into light." He says, and then, Jesus speaking, "Then they will receive," these people who've left darkness into light, "then they will receive forgiveness of their sins and be given a place among God's people who are set apart by faith in me." The New American Standard actually translates that last portion of verse 18. It says, "And they will be given an inheritance among those who have been sanctified by faith in me." That's that same Greek word, hagios. And so Jesus is speaking to him, and he says, "Paul, I want you to understand this. You've been set apart to set apart other people. You've been set apart to help other people to be set apart." So when you think about the pursuit of sanctification, and we're going to look at other issues and other definitions of what that means for us as believers tomorrow and also Friday. But it's to be pursued because without it, we can't see God. And he says to Paul, "I've set you apart so that you can also be about my business of setting others apart." Today, when you and I go into our worlds, we're taking the truth of Scripture with us. It's supposed to flow through us. But make no mistake about it. He's called us to be instruments of turning people from darkness into light. I know several of you have other jobs. My understanding and your understanding of being a believer can't just be it's who we worship on Sunday. It's who we are throughout the week. We've been sanctified. We've been set apart to help set others apart for Jesus. Go and set people apart for him today. God bless you.